Hello people of YouTube, this is Beast Mode Guns, aka Master Guns 22. It has been quite a while. Today I'm not just here for your average for one of my occasional videos. Well, this might be an occasional video, but that's not the point. Anyway, I'm here to explain some things about Herobrine Story. Yeah, I'm serious, Herobrine Story, I said it. I know I haven't done any episodes in about 2 years. Well, I'm here to explain that and some other things relating to Herobrine Story. And yeah, I hope you all read this, and you probably won't be, just a quick heads up, you probably won't be too happy with what you hear if you were a fan of Herobrine Story, and I know there's a fair bit of you out that in that case, because Herobrine Story is the most popular thing I ever did in this channel. But anyway, without further ado, let's get this rolling. Alright, anyways, as you may remember, our first 2 episodes we made back in late 2011, around Christmas time. Those were the first 2 episodes, obviously, as I just said, but that's where Herobrine Story began. Later on in 2012, mid-2012, in June I think it was, Part 3 came out. Ever since, the Herobrine Story has basically been a type of cliffhanger. Anyway, no, for the last 2 years or so, I've been wondering, where's Part 4? When is they ever going to make Part 4? And a lot of you probably already have just made the safe assumption that the series is dead. I hate to say it, ladies and gents, but if you thought the series is dead, it is. Herobrine Story Part 4 will not be made, and the series is not being continued. Again, I know it comes as unpleasant news to you guys, but it is what it is, unfortunately. But anyways, there are reasons behind it. Anyway, it's mostly been a lack of motivation as far as not continuing goes. It was either that or people just didn't like the way the series was turning out. I think it was a bit of both. I mean, I personally didn't like how I was doing the series and everything. Anyway, it's funny though. I mean, as far as Part 4 goes, we were for the first year or so before we let it go, we actually gave some shits about it. We worked on the map. When we had finished the map, we had the plots for the Part 4 sorted out, and we also had things planned out for the future, which I'll probably get into later. At least I did. But anyway, yeah, there's a lack of motivation, and well, people just didn't want to continue. That's that, unfortunately. Although we did try to do not just that, we also were we were also going to do a remake of Herobrine Story because we didn't like the way it worked out, and we were going to use some better software and someone who was better at making movies than me, but unfortunately it never got off the ground. Anyway, next up is I'll start with Herobrine Story's origins, Part 1. Anyway, Herobrine Story was originally made on just on plain boredom, to be honest. Yeah, plain boredom, but basically me and my friends were bored, so we were like, and we were into the, and he, sorry, I stutter. He dug up Herobrine mod thing, and he saw the diary thing. He saw the diary entry thing for it. So he's like, "Hey, let's take the diary thing for the Herobrine mod, and we'll make a video out of it." So that's how Herobrine came to be. Story came to be, and so obviously it's the first episode. It's just old man reading the diary entries. As you could tell, with part 2 and part 3, well no, after part 3, Herobrine Story strayed away from the original purpose, which was for the diary entries after the first 2 episodes. I'm just trying to get my memories together. 2 years is quite a while. Anyway, as far as the episode 4 would have gone, it was planned actually originally. Well, it was supposed to happen with 2 Marine soldiers. I think their names were Captain Parker, who was the main Marine character, my Marine character, and another Marine whose name I don't remember, as well as the Enderbrine looking character. And they were supposed to go to this village, or this underground village, because potentially, I mean, it wasn't original, but we could have said that the villagers once lived above the ground, but they were driven into the ground by a Herobrine or some other mysterious creature, such as the Ender People, or Enderbrine himself, perhaps, and they had to search for, well, in their search for a turtle, but it turned out they had to search for these things but they had to search for diamonds, because and then you had to take those, and you had to collect like 3 of those, and you had to they're like obviously special diamonds, because they would open up they would allow you to go into the nether, where all hell, where the turtle would be at, if you remembered from part 3. And it was never decided where the other 2 diamonds would have been located, but it's also believed that in part 4 it was supposed to be found out that the turtle had a brother, and the brother was supposed to help the main characters find the remaining diamonds to go save his brother. But unfortunately, what they didn't know was, and what they wouldn't have known was, in the story, the Enderbrine was actually, this would be a major spoiler, but the series isn't continuing anyway. The Enderbrine is actually the old man. They didn't know it is the old man who transformed into something dark, but neutral at the time, become something dark, evil. He was using he would have used the Marines and the turtle to collect the diamonds, so that way he could take control of the turtle. We could get the turtle, because that turtle had a hidden power that no one knew of. I mean, it was a turtle could talk, that could talk like a human and walk like a human, but there were other dark things. There are secrets that were revolving around that turtle as well. Only the brother and Enderbrine and Herobrine as well knew about. Yeah. And then other things were supposed to happen in the series, but some of the plans was a big final battle-ish. Well, like a big battle between the forces of Herobrine, Ender forces, and military, obviously, but that would have required a lot of human players, and obviously players for the Enders as well, because they don't attack regular mobs normally, except when aggressed. And then there's also supposed to be a scene with mod, which was supposed to use a Halo mod that would allow you to that there'd be a mongoose chase with the old guy, with the Enderbrine and Herobrine and Enderman and all that, and it would have actually been pretty epic if. But unfortunately, in those, I was an amateur video making, and I still am, so I never could have accomplished all those great things that other YouTubers are who have the experience with video making and all the editing and everything are able to accomplish. You know, like camera angles, effects, all that. Anyway, for things you didn't know that I haven't already spoiled. Obviously, the plot was all derped off. It went every which way, as you could tell from the 3 episodes. Like, just the way the story went, I derped up on that. Well, you could have told that about that easily. You could have seen that easily, but whatever. I guess there aren't that many things unknown. But anyway, alright. In episode 3, the turtle that was dropping fish, you all saw it, I saw it. The turtle was the turtle that wasn't supposed to be there, and the fish could have just been like a mysterious thing, suspense kind of thing, but the turtle was not supposed to appear there. Just you can mark it off as a kind of blooper, because the turtle, the only scene the turtle was supposed to have been in that episode was the scene where you witnessed the turtle getting chased by pigmen in the nether. Anyway, it took the reason why it took multiple months to get part 3 rolling was because in between part 3 and the making of part 3 and part 2, we were working on some other YouTube series with our friend the Omega Scott, of course. But unfortunately, none of those series never saw the daylight. We actually started working on footage and everything, but we just never got anywhere. Yeah, and also people didn't want to work on part 3. It wasn't too easy to convince people simply to make part 3, to be honest. I wish we could have continued it further on with the series, but people just don't wanna. And I'm not a forceful person like that. Anyway, why the turtle? Like, why would it have been the turtle we had used in Herobrine Story? Well, as far as that went, who knows? That part's a mystery. That's just the skin I had on at the time. We went with that, and we mostly went with the skins we had at the time, I guess. Like, those were skins we had at the time. Conveniently enough, we were able to make a story out of it without using without using characters from a video game franchise or a TV series or anything. It's pretty neat, I suppose, but yeah. And the setting did change a bit, I'm sure you're able to tell me. Like, the first 2 parts, as far as the Battle of Herobrine went, and the quality of audio for the videos I made, they weren't good, because as I said, I was inexperienced. I couldn't figure out how to I was too sucky at that stuff to figure out how to get the volume just right when it needed to be. You know, like high when it needed to be, low when it needed to be, and all that. And unfortunately, like, I was the sole cameraman. You know, I'm an amateur again, not too crazy or experienced about that other stuff, so it was just me doing the camera while playing as the main character. You basically saw the series from the eyes of the main character, which was obvious enough. I wish it could have been done some other ways as well, but you know, that just would have been more complicated, and we didn't have anyone else at the time to work with in that case. And Scott just wasn't around. Speaking of that, we were also working on a separate Herobrine thing with Scott Herobrine as well. We had actually made a trailer for that all well, that was about a few years ago, but that never got off the ground either. I think that might have been between part 2 and 3. Yeah, around there somewhere. So I'll probably link that if I can find it. But, you know, it's been, again, 2 years, so it'll take some digging up. And, that's, pretty much just about all I can think of at the moment. I'm just going to take a quick second to see if I can think of anything else that I should need to cover. Otherwise I'll come to a conclusion. Alright, part 3 of the sound is that as well. As you already are more than aware, the sound quality just wasn't really that great. Like it says, again, not being able to balance out the music with the actual sound and all. And well, the rain was more of a problem than anything, to be honest, because you could barely hear characters in it. Anyway, and back to the thing of the fight in part 2, the fight scene with Herobrine. Now, as you I know, if you looked in part 2, if you look carefully in like the first minute of the video, you'll see that there's actually TNT in the ground somewhere. Again, that was another blooper. You'll see where the TNT was, and that was the effects we were using to that would when Herobrine would show up for the house to be destroyed once the characters got outside. And yes, I know I never died because I was using God mode. I obviously used God mode, not creative mode. But I guess I couldn't really figure out a workaround to not use creative mode, but to be able to survive in those conditions. So we all just had to use it. As you can tell, that old man did have mysterious powers, such as like teleportation. He had like the potions and all that, enchanted armor, so he was good for enchanting things. Obviously, he was Herobrine after all, so of course he had all his abilities. But the first few episodes of Herobrine Story, like the earlier episodes, the first steps were supposed to be like more around the turtle. I mean, as you were probably able to tell, I mean the turtle was more of a side character, but it was more of a comedy type deal than you know, it was more comedy and just, well, not really too much comedy, but yeah, it wasn't all serious like it got to from part 3. You know, it actually had some humor, all that joking around, like the turtle and the pigment scene. And of course all the stuff the turtle said and did. I mean, the person who played the turtle pretty much got to be the most innovative as far as stuff went. Oh, and also another thing of Herobrine Story is we never worked with a script. That's right, we never worked with a script. We always did everything on our own. We always did everything on our own, word for word. We always got the stuff on the fly, and somehow, as you were always able to tell, it worked out. But I mean, of course, we always, you know, like before recording on it, we worked the ideas on how things, you know, like how it would go, what was supposed to happen. So obviously, I mean, even if you don't have a script, you still at least have some kind of idea of what you should say, or of what you might want to say, or what you're supposed to do, obviously. Otherwise, I mean, I know, I'm pretty sure it's people have done it on completely 100% on the fly before, except for not for the map, of course. I mean, you always gotta have your level. But then again, part 1 was done mostly on the fly. Besides, you know, the actual plot, what was supposed to be happening, reading the diary entries. Oh, look, going for this war-torn area. See an war-torn household, old man, turtle, military man, all meeting together. And yeah, and as far as, by the way, I'm not doing any of this in consecutive order. As far as part 1 goes, I know some people claim that they saw Herobrine in a little cave, I think it was, for like right by the destroyed house as we were running up the hill. But no, there was never Herobrine in there. But there was snow, so the snow probably caused you to see something. To see, like, I guess the 2 of the snowflakes were positioned in positions to make it look like there was a set of eyes in there. It could look like Herobrine because they were white, but it was not. Anyway, as far as the cast went, I worked with I mostly during the series I worked with mostly my one of my best bros one of my best bros on the internet. We've been gaming together for like 5 years, and played a lot of games, very competitive. And his name was Funjord, or Lego014 as you knew him as. And the other one, he has his own channels. I think he's had them at least, and I don't know if he's actually made his own videos or not. Well, I know he is, but I don't know if he still does. It was Monkey Man or BBQ Pork. I'm not sure about it. I think he might have been known as Rejected Shotgun. I'm not too sure, but he played as the turtle throughout the series. The turtle you all loved and knew more than the Marine or the old man, probably. Oh, you did show sympathy for the old man, who was played by Lego014. As for the Marines in part 3, they were played. As for the commander, or Commander Talon, his name was, I don't remember, in part 3, and Herobrine himself in part 2, he was played by the owner of the server, Sorrycraft, who allowed us to make Herobrine Story possible the way it did, the way it was. We wanted to have it at least somewhere near that. Not too crazy, but at least good enough. It was his name was Sorry Wrong Number, like without the O, and the server was Sorrycraft. I don't know if it still exists anymore. I haven't played Minecraft in about half a year or so, since about Christmas. And I came on because I was the other day I was just thinking, I realized, oh shit, it's been 2 years and we still never made a Herobrine update on what happened to what became of Herobrine Story. But the things I've been explaining for like the last 10-15 minutes or so are pretty much what's been happening within. I'll just explain like some of the things that happened within the Herobrine series. Anyway, everything else I can think of, not really, but oh yeah, that's right. And a shout. I mean, this is still 2 years, but I mean, come on, still gotta get respect where due. A shout out to Funjord, Lego014, BBQ Pork, Monkey Man, Sorry Wrong Number, and everyone else who took part in the series one way or another, with your characters, map creation, helping with plot and future ideas, everything. Without all you bros, Herobrine Story never would have existed. Herobrine Story, what is the most popular part of this channel? It's probably the thing that people will remember best about this channel for the next few years, or maybe even the next few year or a month or so, until I decide to get serious with YouTube video making, which I doubt I ever will. But only time will tell, right? Anyway. And I'd like to thank all of you, the viewers, for making the first 3 episodes possible. I mean, we made the first episode, it was just out of boredom, but people liked it. We liked what we were doing, and so we decided we'd make a second episode, and then we saw you wrote it was popular enough to our surprise, because the channel was barely known, about a lump sum 100 or so subs maybe, and about a couple 10 dozen thousand views before Herobrine Story was even made. Okay, so for you guys, then our channel wouldn't have been where I got to after I did Herobrine Story, after I did Herobrine Story. I mean, it's not much, but what it has now is not much, but it's good enough for me. But I haven't done any videos anyway, so what can you expect? But anyway, I'll leave this at a Q&A type. That's right, a Q&A. If you have any questions about why things happen the way they did in Herobrine Story, or like why they happened the way they did, how you or like opinions, like why things happened, and about other things like like what we had planned, like what were our plans, and like what were we gonna turn into, all that stuff. I don't think I'll be able to I'll be able to answer much of that, assuming but if in a Q&A video, but if I get enough questions, I'll try to make one on. But of course, I can't promise I'll remember every bit I need to. I don't know if I'll be able to answer all the questions in a video like this is made, but yeah, just leave questions about Herobrine Story, but no asking for a new episode, okay? Just don't ask for a new episode, because it's not going to happen. I've kind of wanted it to happen every here and there, but it maybe one day an entire remake will be made, or some other Minecraft series in some other form. But Herobrine Story is the series you can love and know for a very small window of time. It's not continuing, but I'm pretty sure you should have found that out 2 years ago, to be honest. But it is what it is, unfortunately, and it's something we all have to live with. Besides, if I want to, I don't really have much time for anymore to make Herobrine Story. And if I want to start making it again, I'd find time this summer coming. But it is what it is. It was nice while it lasted, and obviously we've moved on. I've been thinking about making videos again. So maybe, just maybe, you might see a video or two on this channel again here and there. Obviously, but I plan to just continue doing gaming stuff, some kind of gameplay video or something, nothing special. Maybe it's a gameplay video of a game, like showing off a game or something like that. Maybe another Perpetuum PvP video. But anyway, again, leave questions and comments in the comments. And I know this is a long video. I've gone on forever, but thank you for watching, for whatever it's worth. Rip Herobrine Story. Goodbye.